So I mean, I guess there's Lotta and what's-her-face, but... What, did he just say, I choose you? I skipped the dialogue there. Oh, man. Her glasses broke, but they cut away before she could get a new pair. Let's see how many spare pairs she actually has. This is a very grave matter. Do you have any evidence that supports your charge? Any evidence? I have my bank card. And my bank statement, if you want to see. All of the evidence points to Miss Andrews. There it is. She's got the new pair. How preposterous. You can't stick any of that on me. I can't, can I? Would you care to test me? Then what about this knife? The knife was used to stab the victim after he had already been strangled to death. It was used to throw suspicion onto Mr. Engarde naturally. A knife covered in the defendant's fingerprints could only be taken from his room. And the only one who had dinner with him and knew which knife to take was you. Tisk! That's 4 pairs! Oh my god! Oh my freaking god, man! Then, what about the button that's found in Matt's Hakama? What about the boss cuts? We got some boss cuts! We got some boss cuts! I'm sorry if that's annoying to anybody, but dear god. This button was removed from the victim's body after he'd already died. The only people who could have done so were the person who found his body, or the killer. Or if they happen to be the same person, then so much the better. However, if Mr. Engarde was the real killer, there is no way he would have put such incriminating evidence on his own Hakama, because he would not get some boss cuts. He wanted to get some boss cuts. Then 5 pairs of glasses! Jeez! The only person who could have put this button in Mr. Engarde's boss cuts is the person who wouldn't wake him from his nap. Which is you yet again, Miss Andrews. I see. Then what about the empty guitar case? This is not the end of this case. That is also another piece of evidence that incriminates Miss Andrews. Damn! Whoa, look at that. Damn, I ain't seen anything that hot since Riku peeled out of her Albed costume. Damn. Ugh. Sorry, that costume was used to hide the real killer's identity from the crime scene. Now, who could have known that there was just such a costume inside the guitar case? It could only have been the person who prepared the costume for the victim in the first place! And that person is you, Miss Adrian Andrews. Oh, she's getting cold. No, Oh, save her, Edgeworth. She couldn't have done this. But Miss Andrews' fingerprints were nowhere to be found on the guitar case. And it was you who proved that she was not wearing gloves at the time. Crap. That's right. That's because she did not intend on leaving any prints. If anyone had found out that she had touched the case, they would have asked her why. So to avoid leaving any prints, she used a towel or something else to open it. But this glass of tomato juice is a different story. Miss Andrews purposefully left her fingerprints on the glass to show that yes, indeed, she was the classic dazed discoverer of a dead body. Ah, there goes number 5. Let's see number 6. Top it all off, there is this photo. A photo of the killer as they exited the scene of the crime. No reasonable person on Earth can believe that this nickel samurai is Mr. Engarde. He would be much too short for his own costume if it was him. He would be much too short for his own costume if it was him. I'm not sure that that's... Oh, 6! There's the 6 pair of glasses. Speaking of how tall people are, Ms. Andrews, you're also kind of short in stature, are you not? Please, stop. I'm wearing 3-inch heels. It's the best I can do. Give me some slack. Well, how about it, Miss Andrews? Got her this time. No, you don't. You know something's gonna come up here. She's about to go crazy, isn't she? I refuse to testify. What was that? There's a law. It says I can't be forced to testify about something if it can incriminate me. Yeah, it's called the 5th Amendment. See, she is wearing heels. Well, yes. You are absolutely correct, Miss Andrews. The law does provide us with a way to avoid self-incrimination by allowing a witness to not testify if the testimony he caused damage to themselves. Holy crap. What? You've never heard of this? Pleading the fifth is not something most people would think to do on the spot. Actually, people do it all the time. But, thinking back to yesterday in Mr. Onguard's room, what? What's going on here? Adrian Andrews. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, shit. They were talking, weren't they? But she's been shot now. Holy crap, did she arrange for Miss Von Karma to be shot? What if Miss Von Karma arranged for herself to be shot? Oh, please. Think hard about what we just discussed, understood? Alright. And she has that card, which Maya also had an... Oh, fuck. How does all this fit together? Oh my god. That's it. That's when Franziska planted this idea into her head. She must have told Miss Andrews to not testify if things looked bad. Oh, okay. Okay, well that's kind of a relief. I didn't want to know too soon. I kind of want to figure it out for myself, but I don't know how I'm ever going to. I have to lie in bed and think about it for like 3 hours, and then suddenly something will come to mind. Sometimes I like wonder, if I stopped playing this right now and hypothetically got arrested and put in jail for the next 2 years, would I figure it out in the next 2 years? I wonder about things like that, actually. But there's still one thing I haven't done. Something I haven't done? Heh. 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 What's wrong, Wright? Are you scared about my new voice? Run out of evidence? What is so humorous, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm sure you realize this as well, Your Honor. It's not about humorous. It's about hubris. But everything the good lawyer here has proven up to this point is meaningless. What?! Everything you have proven is circumstantial. Circumstantial? Yes, circumstantial. You have yet to provide a single piece of definitive proof. Proof that Miss Andrews did in fact harbor a wish to murder Mr. Corrida. Those pants. Miss Andrews, did you want to kill Mr. Corrida? Why are you yawning, man? This is the height of our lives here, and you're yawning? What the buck, man? What the buck? I haven't said that in a while. I believe this may lead to me incriminating myself, so I will abstain from answering. It's not the murder she doesn't want to confess to. It's that freaking suicide thing. She doesn't want people to know she tried to commit suicide. That's what she's trying to cover up. I'm telling you, I don't think she committed the murder. Miss Andrews, if you do that, it would be the same as admitting your guilt, don't you think? Not necessarily. Mm-hmm. No. No, she's taking that defiant attitude again. Mia, what should we do? We better... I don't know about you, but I'm planning to scream and run. No. Somehow we've landed in the worst possible situation. What's that? You're in a plane and it's crashing? I think we've reached a certain conclusion at this point in time. Miss Adrian Andrews has refused to testify, and the defense's theory that she is the actual murderer has not been fully substantiated with solid, definitive proof. But that's not true! That's impossible! Search your feelings. You know it to be true. In this situation, there's only one thing this court can do, and that is to declare a recess. Recess? I request that both the prosecution and the defense look further into this matter. And at tomorrow's trial... Tomorrow? But I want to go home now! No. We don't have a tomorrow. There wasn't one today. If we don't get a not guilty verdict today, then... Please wait, Your Honor. That's not necessary. The trial. Please continue the trial. What are you sweating for? You already know. What are you asking? Your client is getting one more day to live, isn't he? That's not it. This isn't about that. Edgeworth, I know you know who the real killer is. What? Please let the trial continue. If I don't get the verdict, then Maya... Oh! He doesn't know? Why have I been suspecting that he knew all this time, though, really? Because I don't want him to be in on it. But it's impossible to continue as long as the witness refuses to testify. Now then, this court is... Edgeworth saved us. It is not impossible for this trial to continue. Oh, Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth, what are you? He cares about Maya. That's so sweet. It's true, Miss Andrews holds the right against self-incrimination. If the topic of conversation were something unrelated to whatever she may be guilty of, then she has no right to withhold testimony. Yes, that is very true, but actually, there is one little thing that I'm curious about. Miss Andrews. Oh, no. When you found the victim's dead body, you poured yourself a glass of juice. Going back to this now? What's this all about? I can't help but think about how unnatural that is. Usually when one finds a body, they're shaken up, not stirring a glass of juice. She was shaken, not stirred. So my actions were unusual, but I've already... Before you speak, I want to state that if you have a reason behind your actions, I would like you to testify to that effect. Testify? Your Honor, I would like to request that the witness testify again as to what happened when she first discovered the victim's body. Whatever we find out in this testimony should in no way implicate the witness. Why? Are you just buying time? I know! Isn't that true? It's like... I don't think he wants... It's not that I don't think he wants to win, but I think, like, he wants us to. Is more or less what I'm getting at. Ugh. I don't know, man. The court acknowledges the prosecution's request, Miss Andrews, if you please. Are we seriously going back to this? Okay, now, see, I've been told that there are, like, 2 different endings to this. And if at all possible, I intend on showing both of them, but I have no idea, like, when I see one, I assume there's, like, a bad one and a good one, and when I see it, I'm going to know which one it is, hopefully. What would really break my heart is if I saw one, like, if I got the good ending, and then when I saw it, I thought it was the bad ending, and then had to go through and see what the bad ending really was. Anyway, whatever. That glass of juice, I didn't really pour it for myself. You didn't? You what? The whole time! The whole time! I was surprised when I walked into the room and saw it in that messy state. And Juan, he was sitting slumped over and tired looking in the corner. When I saw him sitting like that, the thought that he was dead didn't cross my mind. To be honest, I thought he had just fainted or something. So I went to pour him some juice. When I realized that he was dead, that's when I knocked the flower vase over. Do we have to cross-examine this? So you poured that glass of juice for the victim. Why didn't you say so in your earlier testimony? Ugh. I didn't think I needed to include something so trivial. Well, it was kind of, I don't know, dude. Phoenix, please be careful here. If you can't find anything wrong with this testimony, then there's nothing left. I know. Edgeworth, what the heck is going on in that brain of yours? Now then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Oh, I've never seen a case do this. Like, go back to previous testimony and make you do it again? Sort of, except now it's like a different version. It's almost like we're going back in time or something. That glass of juice, I didn't really pour it for myself. Here we go. But there wasn't anyone else in the room, right? There was Juan. Then who did you pour it for? Mr. Wright, there is a rhyme and reason for everything. Can you wait just a little longer for it to be revealed to you? In other words, Wright, be quiet and listen. Precisely! I couldn't have said it better myself. Don't be getting all confident, you're dead! You can't push it with your finger, you're dead. I was surprised when I walked into the room and saw it in that messy state. Press. So it was a mess. Are you sure it wasn't messy because of your fight with Mr. Corita? Ooh. Oh my gosh. Phoenix going for the big guns here. I understand your frustrations at not being able to prove your theory. However, before you go accusing people of crimes, go find yourself some evidence. Grrr. And then what did you see next, witness? Crap. And Juan, he was sitting slumped over and tired, looking in the corner. So at that point, you couldn't tell. Okay, well, this would be before she put the knife in him, right? That is assuming that she did. So it would make sense for her to think that he was just sleeping. But it's amazing that she would be able to see that. But of course, if it's her lie, I guess she's got to live it. Whatever. Press it. Slumped over. Yes, he was just sitting there with his head tilted forward, eyes closed. He really looked like he was sleeping. Is it just me, or did that right there sound a little odd? Not really. I've slept like that before. When I saw him sitting like that, I thought he was dead. Man, my yawns sound stupid, and my armpits stink too. But that's too much information. What did cross your mind? I thought maybe he had smashed his face with an iron! Oh. You thought maybe he'd smashed everything up because he lost the Grand Prix. And then felt tired after his rampage, so he decided to take a nap. Anyways, that's what I thought. You said anyways. Haha. I see. So you didn't think he was dead at all. To be honest, I thought he just fainted or something, so I would have poured some juice. Man. You thought he fainted? What, was he a Pokemon? I thought he was asleep at first. But then the room was in such a messy state. Thought maybe he got into a fight with someone. And that's when you went to pour the glass of juice? Yes, he always has a hard time waking up. Ah, okay. Alright then. When I realized that he was dead, that's when I knocked the flower vase over. Well... And how did you come to realize that he was in fact dead? I shook him over and over, but I never got a response. So I set the glass down on the dresser and tried to take his pulse. I was shocked and staggered backward and knocked the flower vase over. Well, this is what it all comes down to. Huh? This is the absolute end for both sides, and Adrian is letting her guard down. Phoenix now is our best chance yet to kill the prosecution's case. Isn't that a bit harsh, Miss Andrews? Will you tell us the truth this time? That was kind of weird, sort of inner monologue there. Glass of juice. Didn't really pour it myself. I was surprised when I don't know, the thing, I was reading that earlier when she was saying the stuff about, like, she set the glass down on a dresser, and then she backed away and hit the vase. So why would the glass be where the vase was? So, but that was all in the white text. And you can't really confront them about the white text as much as you have to the green text. So that's probably just nothing. I don't know, I really think the juice is kind of more a decoy than anything. Because I kept thinking earlier, like, that the tomato juice is fake blood or something. But there's no way it was that. Just because you used to take pictures of yourself when you were younger, holding knives, bloody knives, as a form of therapy when you would get angry at customers, and you go back and take a picture of yourself holding a bloody knife. I used to do that. I even had somebody at the photo department one day give me tips on how to make the blood look more real. It's like really funny. That's a pretty good memory, but anyway. That's what I'm saying. See, this is the one that really bothers me more than any of the others. Okay, if her story is true, then the knife was already in him when she walked in the room. Because we're trying to accuse her of putting the knife in him. But she's saying she didn't do it. So if her story is true, which we have to assume that if we're gonna pick it apart, then the knife was already there when she entered the room. So how could he not be dead? Like, how could he not look dead? How do I present that, though? The knife, maybe? Or the picture? I mean, I don't know. To be honest, when I look at that, the knife is not exactly the first thing I see, but then again, it's black and white. And it's just a regular drawing. But if you walked in on a guy like that, I mean, surely you would see, like in real life, there's no way you wouldn't see the knife. So actually, question is it the photo or is it the knife? I'm gonna try the photo, because the photo is what she saw. So you honestly didn't think he was dead when you found him? No, not at all. So I got confused earlier because I was like, well, she put the knife in him, so the knife wasn't there when she walked in. But the problem is that that's not her story. That's why I get so confused sometimes. I try to remember that, like, what the truth is. Like, if you're going to pick apart a truth, you have to assume that it's true from the get-go and work from there and go backwards. Not start with the absolute truth and say, well, this, you know, disproves that or something. Besides, we don't know what the absolute truth is anyway. So we only have to go by what we think. Or what is assumed, I guess. Presumed, rather. Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? There's a knife sticking straight out of Mr. Corrida's chest. Anyone who saw this scene would have immediately thought there was a dead man. Well, you see? You ready to break some more glasses, girl? I doubt a single person in the world would mistake this for someone who fainted. And then so nonchalantly go pour something to drink. Your point is, Miss Andrews, your testimony just now, it was all one giant lie. Six pairs of glasses gone. And your lie has proven one thing very clearly. That you are the real killer. Whoa.